guys, welcome back to my channel. This is The World According to Jamie Nicole, and I'm your girl Jamie Nicole. But if it's your first time, then hey, how you doing? In my Wendy Williams voice. Okay, so in today's video, I would like to cover a few things that I wish were explained to me that I think somehow in my growing up was just conveniently left out. Number one, periods absolutely suck. Growing up, they tell you that, oh my gosh, you're becoming a lady, you're a young woman now. But aside from the bloating and the cramping and the skin breaking out, I wish somebody would have explained to me that certain body parts are gonna just blow up your weight. I mean, I'm not sure why, but my boobs swell whenever I'm getting my period. As a kid, I don't know why. I would just feel like, oh my gosh, are these things like filling up with milk? Am I about to be like seeping milk or squirting milk or something? I don't know. It's weird, and obviously it's not applicable at this time. But I'm just like, yeah, I wish somebody would have explained that would be a part of my whole like menstrual cycle experience. And also, and I don't know if medically this is sound advice, so I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on this, but I have a friend of mine that says, I know I'm gonna get my menstrual cycle, I take my medicine ahead of time so that I can be, you know, ahead of my cramps, because I'm a person that get like really bad cramps and it hurts. So yeah, my friend says she just takes her medicine before the onset of the pain, and it just makes for an easier period. Water regulation. Why nobody didn't tell me? I was auditioning for a sports team to be a cheerleader, and I was working with a trainer. A part of what was required of me, aside from the physical training, was to keep a food journal. And in the food journal, my trainer wanted me to document every single thing that I would intake, anything I would eat, everything I was drinking, note it all. So my trainer is looking through my my journal, and he says, why are you not drinking no water? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. And he was like, yeah, you need to increase your water intake. And I'm like, oh, okay. So from there, I just start drinking all this water, like every day. I'm up in the ante on the water. And I find myself having to use the restroom over and over and over. Like every 5 minutes, I'm running to the potty. I'm like, what am I, 3? What is happening to me? This is ridiculous. I go back to the trainer. I say, yo, I keep having to use the restroom. What is going on with me? And he says, well, had you eaten? And I said, well, nah, not exactly. I mean, I might not have gotten around to it. And he says, well, the body has nothing to absorb the water. So once the body has gotten what it needs from the water, then it just dispels it. So yeah. And another thing is, he says that the body has to become acclimated to the increase of water that you're taking in. So the body will regulate itself, and it will become more regular, your intake of the water and the passing thereof. So it's not gonna be like you're gonna keep using the restroom every few minutes for forever. It just is just like, oh, okay, you're drinking water now. Nice to know, duly noted. And then from there, it'll work itself out. Number 3, that's makeup. And by that I mean, I would literally take magazines into the nail shop, and I would say, I need my eyebrows exactly like Beyonce. Like, who doesn't want to look like Beyonce? Obviously, I might be a far cry. That's fine. Oh, sing the ladies. Oh, sing the ladies. But anyway, the lady would say, honey, that makeup, that no, her brow, that her makeup. And I'm like, nah, that's her brows. That's how she looks. I need my brows to look exactly like that when I'm leaving here. By the way, sorry for that, like, very bad, like, accent thing right there. If you don't appreciate that, sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody, but low-key, that's how she sounds in my mind. So, honey, that makeup, that no, her brow. And I'm just like, look, by the time I leave out of here, I have to look like Beyonce. Yeah. Okay, so nobody explained that to me prior to getting to the nail shop and thinking that I was gonna leave out of there with wicked nice eyebrows. It's just like, yeah, that's makeup, that's fillers, that's pencil, that's powder, that's whatever they were using at the time. Now, B has beautiful eyebrows, but I'm just saying, when you bring in a magazine and you want to look like the magazine cover, just understand, Shawty done had some help. Shawty done had some retouches and some readjustment. Okay. Nobody ever explained to me, you don't need to tie your hair back so tight. Y'all, I used to pull my hair back so tight. Girl, I would snatch that hair back so tight. And there's no reason to wear your ponytail that tight. Y'all, I would get like a mini facelift the way I would snatch that hair back. And I would brush it down and slick it down so tight. I mean, every little strand and like fly away, and every little piece of hair I would glue down to my scalp, not with real glue, but gel and, you know, edge tamer, all that business. And I would tie my ponytail so tight. Not only would I pull it tight, I'm a jeans and t-shirt girl, and I'm a bun get it done kind of girl. So I would always bun my hair, and then, you know, you put the hair tie to keep the bun in place, right? Some people use bobby pins, but I use the hair tie because my hair is like big and poofy. Anyway, so yeah, I wish I would have understand. One, you don't have to wear your hair so tight, girlfriend, okay? There's no need to do that. You're pulling back on them edges. And look, in this era, edges is hard to come by. Edges are a hot commodity, okay? So pulling your hair back so tight is one, unnecessary and ungodly. It's definitely not the work of the Lord. The hair tie that I would use to secure the bun is no good because it can cause breakage and split ends and just really rip up your hair. My beautician one time told me, I bet you're not combing through that hair before you're putting it in that bun, are you? You're just letting it sit right there all week, and you're just brushing it back, and you're bunning it, and you're not really raking and combing through the hair. And she was right, I wasn't, because I mean, bun and done don't mean comb through and all this like labor. And anywho, so you ain't got to do that. Another thing that was not explained to me was the info on the low. So you know how you get a Brazilian, right? And it's like the dump. Everything must go. It's like the sale where everything must go, clear it all out. I need everything gone, right? So, you know, that's the idea with the Brazilian. You know, get your whole little downstairs cleaned up, right? Nobody ever explained to me that this is going to change the course of how you use the restroom. So one time I go home, I use the restroom. This is my first time having had the Brazilian, and when I pee, it's like squirting everywhere, like everywhere. And I mean, obviously not out of the toilet, but just all under the seat. And I'm like, oh. So I'm feeling very like self-conscious, low-key embarrassed. And I'm like, what is going on? So I call my best friend and I'm like, Key, girl, why is my pee spraying everywhere? And she was like, mine does that too. And I'm like, oh, so I'm not alone. Like, I didn't feel like a weirdo anymore. Obviously, when you have pubic hair there, it directs the flow of the urine. And then obviously once you've ripped it all away, it's just like, oh, okay. Was that too much information? That might have been a bit much to share, but we're just being honest here. I mean, we're gonna grow together, and this is just a part of what happens. And I wish I would have been told that. So there you go. You're welcome. So yeah, that concludes some of the things that I just wish people would have told me or somebody would have explained to me. So yeah. Okay, well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up for me, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button before you leave. And okay, I'll see you next time. Peace. I forget it to record, my dear. Let's see if it works. If you're in frame, focus, and put your hands up. I don't know if that's a dance to that.